Yo, today's copywriting day 337, and what I did like the past few days was basically send out I sent out the first email for my client. I think it was like on the 1st of August, so whatever day that was. And yesterday I wrote out another full email by hand. And what I've been doing with the client at recent, so like that second email I wrote out is going to be going out today, and it look like it's a pretty good email, so I think it should perform pretty well. And I'm gonna get a tracking link from him so that I could potentially get some booked calls for him today. And yeah, so in terms of, so that's all the client stuff. And one thing I like found out whenever I'm doing like work for clients, which I remember doing whenever I got my first client as well. But yeah, so basically what I do is like I just put a lot of work in for them. Like I do probably too much work. Like yesterday, I don't know how many hours I put into the email that I wrote out. It could have been anywhere from like 2 to 6 hours. I don't know how long exactly because I didn't keep track of it and I wasn't really paying attention to it. It's just like it was just more of a creative process than like I'm just like doing a set amount of work for a couple hours straight. Like I'd write out the email for like I'd write out the first draft, leave it, come back to it, edit it, leave it, come back to it, edit it over and over again until I was just like fully happy with the flow, fully happy that the idea was like fuck, I can't even talk properly. I'm sick, by the way, again, like the third time this year. If you could even tell, like my voice is just like fucked. It's not even fucked. It's just deeper or some shit. I don't know. So I might sound a bit harder to understand. But anyway, so yeah, whenever I joined Matthew Volquin's like coaching, it basically was like the most. It was like the best course I've done so far in terms of like it wasn't his actual coaching, it was just like his school community or whatever, but it was the best coaching that I like have gotten for like actual copywriting, and it's probably increased my copywriting like skill the most because he just like shows you his own process. He like shows you him editing emails like and how to actually just like put together a good idea and make the whole email based around one idea instead of having like multiple little sub ideas inside one email. And yeah, so it just makes my copy a lot better. And like obviously I don't take it as like a good metric, but every time I sent this client copy so far, he was like, that's really good copy, or he's like, great copywriting and stuff like that. And obviously like it doesn't really matter if the copy doesn't perform for his audience. It doesn't really matter. Like obviously it's nice to hear that, and it must be pretty decent if he's saying that. But yeah, like I want to, I'm just like, I just want to get it out into his list and see how it performs. But yeah, so that's all of that. And the main thing I need to try to do is basically just like instead of putting a lot of time in, you can get like diminishing returns on it. So like maybe the first hour that I spent on that email, it got me like 90% of the progress. You know what I mean? Like maybe that was 90% good enough, and I could have just left it there. But what I did was I went the extra mile for the extra like 5 to 10% improvements that I could have added to it. And I don't know if that'll be worth it. Maybe it is. But the difference between this client and the last client is I could have easily put in like I probably did at the time. I probably put in like a couple like 100-ish hours a month maybe with that other client. In the first 2 months, I definitely put in 100 to 200 hours just doing random stuff for her, like helping her fix her email deliverability, all these other things. And the upside of that was going to be max like a couple $100 per month. You know what I mean? And obviously, because I'd never made money with copywriting at the time, I was like, oh, that's actually like at least it's some sort of money online. And my main intention with doing that back then was like, I don't know if you've ever hear like you probably always hear about this. You know, whenever there's like the 4 minute mile thing and like the 2 hour marathon, like it's like whenever you break a level, you can just like like do it over and over again. And that's kind of the thing I had with copywriting. Whenever I got my first client, I was just like, I want to just, even though it was like not that much money, it was like a 10% rev share of like a pretty bad, like not a bad list, like it's just like a hard list to sell to compared to the one I have now. And what I was trying to do was I was just trying to make some sort of money online from copywriting to just like show my brain it was possible, even though I was already telling myself it was possible all the time and I knew it was possible because obviously like loads of people are doing it. But there's a difference between you being able to do something and seeing other people doing it. And even still, like that's actually a lie because whenever like that guy, I can't remember his name. Is it what is his name? Is it like Kipchoge? No, I think that's the guy that does the 800. Is it Mo Farah? I don't know who the fuck did it. I don't know who broke the marathon, who has the fastest marathon. But what I was just saying there about like whenever you see other people doing it, it doesn't help you. That's actually a lie. Because whenever everyone saw him breaking the 2 hour marathon, loads of people broke it as well. So technically, yes, you don't need to do it yourself, but at the same time, it helps to know that you can do it yourself, if that makes sense. So that's what I was doing with that client, and I put in a lot of time, got minimal like results from the time that I put in, but at the same time, at least it broke that barrier that I had like proven to me that I could actually just make money online, and hopefully that makes sense. I feel like I went on a bit of a rant there, and oh shit, I hit the table. So what else? Yeah. So with this client though, like even if I do put in a load of time, I think it'll be more worth it anyway because it's not like that I'm selling a $30 course. You know what I mean? Like I'm selling something that can actually make me money. So it's in this case, it is fair enough to procrastinate a bit, but at the same time, if I just look at the numbers, I have I'm testing this new subject line, and I'm just calling it like a campaign. It's not really a campaign, but basically in July I had this system set up so that I could do 10 front end outreaches per day, and I only had like a bit. I had gotten a few calls that were distracting me, like I was doing spec work for people and stuff like that, and I ended up only getting 34 outreaches done last month, which is still above my average for the previous few months. But at the same time, it's nowhere near as much as I could have done. So yeah, I sent 34 front end outreaches and got a client within those 34. So obviously that like this, so that's like a 2% ish conversion rate on, like, you know what I mean? So 2% outreach to client percent rate or whatever the fuck. And obviously isn't going to stay that high. If I had to guess what it would be, I'd say that like it'll be one client every like 70 to 100 outreaches I do. And if we just look at that, if I can stay fully consistent and hit those fucking numbers, which I will do, it's going to be roughly one client every 2 weeks. It could be more, it could be less. And if I just compare that to like, okay, I can put in like the necessary amount of effort to get good results from my existing client to get to like, I don't know, 1 to 2K, maybe 3K per, like for this month, or I can probably do that alongside the outreach as well. You know what I mean? I'm trying to just explain the point that the highest leverage thing for me to do is to like not over invest in this one client, because like yes, I can make an extra couple grand, but at the same time I can make an extra couple grand if I just get a few more clients on as well, and then I'll be in an even better position in September than if I just solely focus on getting the best results possible for this client. And that just goes back to what I was saying, where like I will still get 90 to 95% of the best possible results I could have got. I just don't have to invest all of the extra time. That doesn't really get me all of the rewards, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So yeah, is that everything? So I talked about the outreach. I talked about my client. Oh yeah, and then like the last thing I was saying is like in the past like month, I have gotten on like 3 calls with people a similar age to me, making roughly like 5 to 6 figures a month. And whenever you get on calls, like it's different seeing people online. That like yeah, it seems a bit more foreign whenever you're just looking at someone online and they're just talking about it like it's nothing. But whenever you're on a call with someone and they don't talk about it as like it's nothing, but they just like have way, you can just tell straight away whenever you get on a call with them, their standards are just like way fucking higher. And yeah, like whenever that guy was talking to me about doing like the outreach numbers I was doing and how many booked calls I was getting, he knew that like, and I didn't disagree with him, but like he was saying that like I could be getting a lot more booked calls. Like 6 booked calls in 11 months of outreach isn't that good. You know what I mean? It's actually pretty bad. And that's why I was saying in one of my more recent videos, I was saying that like most people will do this a lot quicker. And I know it's easy to say that now because there's a lot of figuring out to do in that time period. Like people like to get to the point where you're able to send out 50 front end outreaches per week, that's going to take a while. You know what I mean? So like that's kind of, for me to say it's like easy, like you'll be able to do it within like the first month or two, is probably like a bit delusional. Obviously, if I like, yeah, I just think like it's possible if you're just, you know what I mean? I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, but yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, now that I have it set up, all ready to go, like all I have to do is just do a couple hours towards outreach per day, and I'll be getting way more clients coming in. And obviously, it's good now because I have just some sort of momentum. You know what I mean? I have a positive feedback loop. I know, and I have proof of concept. So what I do actually gets people's attention, and I can sign clients from it. So And the weird thing is, this is actually the first time since I started, like the whole time I was doing outreach from like, actually, yeah, basically since like, well, probably like around February, I had been testing my own stuff because like from September to February, I was just using KJ Rainey's like script. I was just being like unoriginal as fuck. It's not even like, well, it's kind of unoriginal now because there's so many people in copy school, but at the same time, I was just using stuff that other people gave me because I didn't want to think about it. You know what I mean? I didn't want to like have to figure out what works and like, you know what I mean? I just wanted to take action, and now I actually have something that I came up with. I obviously it's a combination of different ideas, so it's not like fully original, but it is kind of unique to me. Like there's no one else doing outreach the exact same way I am, so I have at least some sort of edge whenever it comes to doing it. So yeah, I just have to take the accountability that that guy gave me and like told me to just like sort my shit out. He didn't tell me to sort my shit out. He did it in a good way, obviously. He was just like, he was just telling me that he knew, we both knew that I could be doing way more, and it's true. Like if I just hit these numbers this month, I'll have done double the amount of volume I've done the entire 5 months previous, and that's just like crazy. Like it's just like fuck. So it is hard to do as well. Like whenever you like if you currently aren't doing as much outreach as you should be, it's just a pure comfort thing. And there'll be times where like if I'm tired, I'll just be like lying over there on my bed, and I'll just be like, I know I'm comfortable right now. You know what I mean? Like I can still technically do more outreach. Like there's no reason for me to just be lying here being a lazy fuck. And I just have to keep reminding myself that, just, you know what I mean? So like, fuck. Hopefully, I feel like I ranted a lot this video, but yeah, I think that's basically all there is to talk about. So I'm gonna like probably edit this email a tiny bit more. I already got the feedback on it. He's pretty happy with it. So I just have to throw in a few client like results, and that's basically it done. So I'll schedule that today and probably get like 10 outreaches done minimum. I was thinking of doing 20 today, but that might just be overkill. So I'll just do 10, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video.